and then you can go in and basically assemble it. If you want.
Okay, start out and we'll introduce who you are and your company.
My name is David Thomas with Struc-Tite Restoration. We are here as the outside subcontractor to do the historic restoration for the Finlaw Building in Salem, New Jersey. What we have here is the top pieces of the centerpiece of the building. It goes above the oculus here, and what we're doing here is we're salvaging pieces from the demolition to kind of recreate the picture of what it used to be. So we're really preserving history in the making, and one of the hardest things is to try to find the right molds for the terracotta. Now, terracotta goes back into the 1860s, where two gentlemen from a London-based terracotta foundation came over here and started the terracotta movement, which initially came after the fire of, I think it was 1880 in Chicago, where all the wrought iron melted and there was no fireproofing on the outside of the steel, so they used terracotta as a fireproofing instrument, and actually they rebuilt the entire city with terracotta encapsulating all the wrought iron steel. So now, as a man has a propensity to decorate, he finds easier ways to what terracotta really came in as is a substitute for stone, because the stone carvers, it took so much time and effort and labor to make these pieces. They found man's innovation found a way to make things cheaper, faster, and more efficient. And that's where we come up with terracotta. Terracotta accelerates the schedule back then probably months. So instead of having stone carvers, multiple stone carvers there for months, you have weeks. And that's where terracotta comes in about. And unfortunately, to terracotta's demise, they started to come up with light gauge tin and other brick and cheaper ways to get rid of terracotta, and terracotta really ended its occupation in the United States probably after 1920, after the crash in the market. So what we're trying to do is just preserve history and preserve the terracotta on this real decorative, ornamental building in Salem, New Jersey.
So what are you going to do with these pieces here?
What we're going to do is one of the only two manufacturers in the United States today, Boston Valley Terracotta, is going to come down and they're going to try to cast molds and models for each of the pieces that are missing, and then salvage any of these pieces that might not be salvageable. So we need to determine, is this piece salvageable? It might not be, but we can take a cast from this end, rotate it, and use it on this corner here. And basically they're going to come down, they're going to inspect, they're going to take measurements, they're going to come up on the building again, take additional photographs, go back to the factory, and then they're going to create shop drawings, and then the architect's going to approve the shop drawings, and then after the shop drawings are approved, they're going to put it into manufacturing, and they're going to make sure after manufacturing, they're also going to send out samples of the color and texture, make sure it matches, and the architect's going to have to prove that. And then after that, terracotta gets shipped to Salem, New Jersey, and Struc-Tite assembles the missing pieces, and basically the building's going to be scaffolded, so we'll get a crane in to lay some of these pieces in, and Tom will be one of the installers here, Tom Burke, and Tom can take it from the mechanics end and how they're going to install it.
Well, what we're going to have to do once the building is ready, with all the pieces are set, then like Dave was saying, it's just going to be, when we have all the pieces back from Boston Valley, to match the original color and texture of the building. We'll just have to take a piece at a time, put it together like a jigsaw puzzle. Start from the outside, lay the stone in with just like laying brick with mortar, and then shims, and then just erect it one at a time, and then go around the oculus that's already in. These go in first. It'll be the first course over top of the circle, and then just from the outside in, just a piece at a time, and then make sure you're symmetrical on both sides. I mean, we have a luxury here because you have an existing product. We know where it goes already. All we have to do is just reassemble how it was assembled before, just with you know, the mix they used back then, just probably just sand and lime. And you know, we have to go off the architect's spec what he wants to use, but just lay it up like almost like brick or stone,
Is this
and then we'll have the
backed by
original product.
anything? Is it backed by anything, or is it freestanding?
This, I believe there's some backup. They have new structural steel. We may end up strapping it to the steel, which is just a metal strap, and you cut a groove in the top, fill the void, and then the strap will come out and attach to the steel, keep it from rocking plumb back and forth. There may be some pins that was going to each other. There may actually be some cleats going across the top that keeps everything from racking from stone to stone itself. And you know, like I said, we have the luxury of an existing building already. We already have benchmarks that we can go off of. So, you know, getting all this shit, I don't know if we'll need a crane to get them in. I think the heaviest piece is probably about 160 pounds. So 2 guys will have it framed out. 2 guys should be able to set it in. And that's about it.